Hey everybody, how's it going? I'm Sethum and welcome back to another video guide for Conan Exiles, once again in the Isle of Siptah DLC. And in this video, folks, I'm going to show you how to do the refuge of the Goblinoid Ancient Vault. Now, as you can see, I've got some healing wraps there. I've got some snake arrows on me, as well as some healing arrows. The snake arrows are fairly easy to craft, especially if you do have the set religion. And I've got some food, some water, and of course I am wearing using the ancient axe, sword, and shield. I've got a thrall right here. This is a tier 3 thrall fighter, and as you can see, this is just the standard armor set that comes with this DLC. This is the, of course, sword that we have, and we also have, of course, food on the thrall. This will help the thrall heal, and of course this is all very easy to obtain, including the thrall. I found a thrall out on a surge, so a wild surge, and they do drop tier 3 fighters. So this is my location on the map. We're going to get into the vault. Alright, I'm all ready to go. The other thing that you will see different is in my inventory I do have a bow. This is just a simple cheap bow to make. You just need something to fire the snake arrows with, which will of course apply the poison stack on your enemies. You can use poison arrows in this dungeon, so it is definitely worthwhile. Now, I do have a two-handed sword. If I do need to get up close and personal, I will most likely resort to using the shield and the axe, which does apply the bleed debuff. So I'm going to try and stack the bleed debuff with the poison debuffs. That should help my thrall out. My thrall isn't anything special or overpowered, and you can find these, of course, as I said, in the wild surges. It can take some searching to get one, but you can do that. Of course, we've got a bit of lag going on here for the time being, which is slightly worrying. But as you can see, I'm going to swap over to the shield and axe once I have too many NPCs on me. There's only 2 of these guys, so it shouldn't be too difficult to just get stuck in and do it. They don't do that much damage. Also, very important to know is that you will want to use the healing wraps to heal. Make sure you're always okay for health when you do go down there or down into a vault, and you will want to search the NPCs that you've killed, because they will drop the decaying Eldarium, which is something that you will need to summon your very own surges, which will bring in more powerful thralls. It's definitely worth checking out the chests, because you can get some good stuff out of there, and if you can get freebies that reduces the amount of farming that you have to do, why not? Make sure you have plenty of space in your inventory, so that's another thing to add to this. Now I'm trying to select a path to make sure. I want to kind of kill all of the NPCs, simply because you don't know which one will drop the decaying Eldarium, which is basically why you want to do these vaults. They are nice, they are dark. This one isn't specifically difficult, and as you can see, I'm going to heavily rely on my thrall. Now, the perk of having a thrall in this vault is that you can put armor on your thrall, which increases the thrall's ability to survive, as well as the fact that you can equip your thralls with weapons, and so that increases the damage output that the thrall has. Now, of course, you can add different types of weapons with different types of abilities, which again will make life easier in these vaults. So let's quickly check these guys, see what they have. Nothing on that guy, don't want that, and don't care for that. Well, actually, I'll take these 2. So let's have a quick look around there. It's definitely worth exploring these vaults. I think they have quite a bit to offer. I mean, some of them will be similar, but still, you don't want to leave out any chests. Whereas in the past with the dungeons, they didn't really need to be explored. The chests most often yielded rubbish, whereas now you can get the decaying Eldarium, which is what we want. I want to get as much as I can. I'm going to let my thrall deal with the glowy one, because that guy's dangerous. He does explode, so we don't want to get caught by that. There we go. There we go. Some more decaying Eldarium. Definitely good to pick that up. Quickly heal up here before we move on to the next section. And then you'll see these pressure plate platforms. So you do want to step on them. It does actually open up the next section of the vault. When I go further down, it does get quite dark, but it did open up this portion right here. So we're going to explore this and hope we get some more decaying Eldarium. I'm having a look around here. Sometimes these guys are difficult to spot, so I am trying to be careful. As you can imagine, I don't have any god stats whilst doing this, and the armor that I'm using is... There you go, there's the exploding guy that I was telling you about, so you need to be careful for that. He did happen to explode at the same time where I put my shield up. So that's why I didn't take any damage there. I'll pick up this as well. Steel is always good. Now I'm going to try and kite these guys. Probably going to end up kiting far too many because that guy's far. But I want my thrall to go in there and get stuck in. Let him aggro everything that needs to be aggroed, and then I can pick them off at a distance with the snake arrows. So that is why I personally recommend the Altar of Set or the Set religion. The poison arrows, of course, do not work on the undead. But anything that is not undead, well, it is very effective. And they're cheap to make. Oh, that guy hurt. They go back up here for now. Get myself a bit of distance, and then we're going to start picking them off with the snake arrows. And the nice thing about the snake arrows is that you don't even need to use the full strength on it. You just need to basically tag them up, get a stack of poison going on them. The NPCs will eventually die really quickly. So once I do kite one of these guys to me, I'm going to wait for him to do his attack, then do my combo, then wait for him to do his attack again. Probably the best way of doing these guys. Okay, what we got here? My thrall's pretty alright. For the time being, he can deal with the problem. Take that. Okay. Very efficient. So as you can see, he's been using the food up to heal himself. I'll take that and that. We got some more Eldarium here. I could pick up the supplies that would help with farming, so the supplies aren't that expensive. I'll take the steel and the silver. We've got another guy right here, and my thrall did decide to get in the way. Alright. We've got another pressure plate right here. We're going to go further down this way. I'm just having a look. I'm trying to see what there is in this vault. Make sure that I try and cover most of the chests. You never know what you get in them. We got some of these gremlins over there. Just want to make sure that I don't get surprised. There we go. You just about see their glowing eyes coming at you. So that's kind of what I'm going for. Oh, there's another one right here. Oh, this is the glowy one. Let's have a shield up. Quickly deal with this guy. There we go. Done. I'll take that. Now, because I have a thrall with me, if I do get too encumbered with all of the things that I pick up, I can always drop a few things in my thrall's inventory. I'll take that as well. That'll help out. Okay, I see what the score is, so we're going to go around this way. Now, I don't want to be flanked, so I'm going to take and clear out both sides. That was a bit weird. Right, gotta wait for my window of opportunity right here. Don't want to be dealing with too many of these guys. We've got another one coming in. And I should really be more mindful of my stamina. As you can see, they do hurt. Even though this is an easy dungeon, they can hurt quite a bit. Alright. We've got another one coming in. Okay, nothing of importance there. There are these chests right here. I haven't actually figured out how to get the key for them. It'd be nice if I knew. I'm guessing there's probably some good loot in there. And maybe at some point eventually I will find out what I need to do to unlock those particular chests. As of current, I'm not quite sure how to do that. My thrall seems to just be happy looking for a brief second there at them. That's fine. We can deal with them. I mean, this is one of these dungeons that you can also solo without the use of a thrall. Although having a thrall does make life easier. Where's the other guy? Quickly eat up. Make sure that we are also healed up before we get on to the next section. Now, let's have a look this way. It looks clear. I'm happy with that. Alright, we're going to go further down here into the vault. We are getting close to the end of the vault. At the end of each vault, you will have to face off a boss. Some bosses are more difficult than others, and bosses kind of tend to look very much like the creature or creatures that you fight in the vault. Of course, they'll be larger and they'll have a couple of more details going on, and obviously a few more attacks and abilities. But you kind of know what type of boss you'll be fighting by the types of NPCs that you are having to face off in the vault. Obviously, with some vaults, it is quite obvious because the boss will be kind of indicated in the name of the vault. So, obviously, this is called the Refuge of the Goblinoids. So, there will be a Goblinoid boss at the end of this that we can deal with. Now, this will be a 3-skull boss. So it's not a mini boss, very important to keep that in mind. So you want to treat it as that because they can hit quite hard. I will take that silver. Okay. So that is this section. We'll kind of cleared it out. I'm just kind of looking at the thrall's health and food status. Make sure that we are still good to go. We don't want to end up in a situation where the food in the thrall's inventory has been consumed and the thrall's about to die. We don't want to be doing that. That's definitely not good. As you can see from this point forth, the vault does change out slightly. We've got like a little cave area. And this is kind of like a jumping puzzle. Now, I don't think that down there does a lot of damage, but I would rather try and avoid it if I can. So, let's see if I can do this without falling. Jumping puzzles are not my forte in this game. I mean, this first section is not that difficult. The next section is really derpy. So, There's things down there. So is my thrall. Whoops. Nearly didn't make it there. Now this is the section that I find the most difficult. So you want to jump on that and then get to the stairs. And so this can take a couple of tries. As you can see, we don't want that to happen. You can probably run through it, but because the game wants us to jump it, I'm going to show you that you can. So let's try this again. That didn't work out. Might take me a couple of attempts here. Maybe try it from this angle. And try a running start. I'm going to go for this side. No, this is, yeah. I know it can be done. I just don't know how. There we go. We did it. So it might take you a couple of attempts. Now, in front of us, we have another goblin. This guy should be easy to deal with. Can do this guy myself. But of course, I'll have my thrall helping me out. I want to stay off that pressure plate for now. And that is why I didn't want to get on the pressure plate. We didn't want all these guys piling up on us. Wait for that charge. So when they start pounding their chest like that, it's important to know that they'll do a charge at you. They want to have your shield up or be ready to dodge. And my thrall is doing such a good job. Keep in mind that that is a tier 3 thrall, which I found in a wild surge. You can probably do that with a dancer as well. The dancer might help remove corruption. There are variations. You can use an archer and put a sword on him. Archers can, of course, use swords. The tier 3 thralls, of course, will have more health than a tier 2 thrall, so you kind of want your thrall to be able to tank these dungeons. Now, of course, some dungeons will be a bit more difficult, so you will want to, of course, have a better thrall. But when you're first starting out, of course, you can go in with a tier 2 or preferably a tier 3 thrall just to have that extra security. At this point, we're quite close to the end of this particular dungeon or vault. We're not far off from the boss. I'll pick that up. What else have we got? I'll take the decaying Eldarium. Okay. Now, of course, you can use the Eldarium to summon the normal... hold on. Just having a look right here. I'm hoping not to cut all of them. But as I was saying, you can use the Eldarium to summon the normal surges. Or the more Eldarium you have, the more question marks you have. You can actually go for an overcharged surge. And there you can find the tier 4 named fighters and archers. And so that would definitely help you get a better thrall that is more powerful and more tanky. And has more damage on it for these types of dungeons. That, of course, will in turn make life that much more easier. So I'm going to help out my thrall with a few arrows. My thrall seems to be in good shape, but we don't want him getting too overpowered there. Okay, so the NPCs are down. We just have the boss. It's time to start stacking up those dots on him. As you can see, 3 skull boss. I mean, my thrall's pretty much kind of dealt with him anyways. But the snake arrows will stack up, the poison, and it will most certainly help out my thrall. And done. That's pretty much it. This is how the vault is done. Nothing too complicated. I prefer taking the cautious route. Do not want to end up dying in here. Oh, there's some dead bodies there. I guess unsuccessful attempts at this vault. Luckily that was not us. There's another guy right here which did not aggro, so we'll go and clear him out. You will never return to your dead. Okay, nothing that we want from there. There's no chests in this room. However, in the next room, once you step on the pressure plate, you will find 3 chests, and one of them will contain a good amount of decaying elderium. This is the exact same thing for almost all vaults. They all end up the same way, and you'll see a sphere in front of you. Now that has a bit of, or a piece of the lore for this map.
Lislavanda, Arzardanda, Itaminal, Sarpalroni, Lisaldar, Dinin, Alcutan, Lifiled, Liumel, Sinta, Wetterlis, Usayatan, Denbalra, Utasaiti, Irantanta, Savadira, Aumanos, Saton, Kilen, Lier Subsarvatan, and Yer Santantura, Ronville. Carnisar Santali.
That's pretty much it, and right behind it you'll have this chest where it has loads of goodies. We've got a seal as well, or a sigil, as well as the decaying elderium, on top of other goodies to take from this particular vault. There's 2 more chests at the back of these, and this is kind of the generic pattern that you will find, so it's definitely worth checking these out. You might find some other stuff that you may need, which will make the farming life a bit easier. And that's it. This door right here is the exit to the vault. The same layout can be found throughout all of the vaults in the game as far as I can see. That is pretty much it for this video, folks. I do hope that you have enjoyed it and found it useful and informative. If you have, please do not forget to support me and the channel by hitting that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you are new and haven't already for more similar content from myself. And if you have just subscribed, why not check out some of my other videos and guides here on this channel. Who knows, you might just enjoy them. And don't forget to hit that bell icon so that you get notified when I upload new videos and content to the channel. Also, for those interested, you can always find me on the Siptah Discord. Links to this, of course, you can find down below in the video's description, as well as in a pinned comment from myself. Until next time, stay safe, folks.